Hello guys, this is Brian with RU Game, and today we are back with another Destiny weapon video. If you didn't see this coming, I don't know how you didn't, but this video is about the Grasp of Malak. Now, everybody is freaking out about this weapon. It is an amazing weapon. I have farmed a bunch of them just for this video, and I'm going to show you footage later of all the different ones I got and all the different rolls. But before that, we're going to review the weapon and take a look at its stats and how it compares to other weapons and all of that. So first, what we're going to look at here is the description. It says, Dutiful Malak, many offerings of light did he make at the Shrine of Oryx, Eris Morn, obviously an Eris Morn quote. So we're going to look down now. As you can see on the screen, I'm going to put all the stats of the weapon. I got this from DestinyTracker.com. If you are a Destiny player, definitely check that website out. Probably one of the best websites out there for the game. Now, primary stats, we're looking at a rate of fire of 77. That's crazy fast. Once you have this weapon in your hands, or if you watch a video of it, or later in my own video you'll see me shoot it, this weapon fires fast. And when I say fast, I mean incredibly fast. It surprised me at first, and I'm not gonna lie, it almost has an auto rifle feel, depending on how you play it. Alright, so next thing we're gonna look at is impact, which is, not very good. It can either be a 4 or a 5, depending on the roll you get. Not very high, clearly, but with the rate of fire, it doesn't really matter at this point, because it's shooting so fast, 3 bullets per shot, blah blah blah. I'm sure you get it. The range can go from 21 to 66, which, to be completely honest, which you will see later, the range makes a difference, but not enough, especially in PvP, to really matter. The drop-off of the damage isn't that substantial, and to be honest, I just went full stability with my favorite roll, and have done perfectly fine. So, speaking of stability, that's the next stat we're going to look at. It can range from 39 to 92. 92. 92. That's insane. That is just unbelievable. The gun would virtually shoot in the same spot, all 3 bullets, every single shot at 92, which is mind-blowing. And the last stat we're going to look at is reload. Reload can be 52 to 99. That's subjective. To me, it doesn't really matter. I've never had a problem with the reload stat, but it's completely up to you. Also in the picture, there's some hidden stats. You can check those out as well, or visit Destiny Tracker. But as for now, those are just the primary stats we're going to go over, and the main thing. Alright, so now we're going to get into the stuff that people lose their minds over. You will see it all over the Destiny forums. I got a god roll on my Grasp, or I got a terrible roll, and most of the time it is a terrible roll. I will show you all the ones that I was able to farm and successfully get, and they're pretty disappointing, besides about 2 of them. So I'm going to read through these. I'm going to put them on the screen so you could read the descriptions. I'm just going to name off the perks just for video's sake. And if you need to pause to read a description, or like I said before, go to Destiny Tracker, feel free to do so. So first, we're looking at primary perks. Obviously this weapon does kinetic damage. It has no variation in damage type, so it'll always do kinetic. And then you have a random selection of 1 of 8. Those being Guerrilla Fighter, Third Eye, Spray and Play, Last Resort, Army of 1, Glass Half Full, which is a favorite of mine, Grenadier, and Feeding Frenzy. Then, your next perk is also random selection, 1 of 11, Partial Refund, Eye of the Storm, Life Support, Danger Close, Surrounded, Exhumed, Secret Round, Rangefinder, Head Seeker, Counterbalance, Outlaw, and obviously Infusion is going to be on the weapon as well. The way they order on Destiny Tracker, that's in the same category, but yeah, obviously you can infuse the weapon. So then, your next set of perks, you'll have a random selection of 3. These are going to be Scopes, Focus Lens, FLS2, the Range Lens, RL-R5, the Focus Lens, FLA5, then another set of Optics, which is 1 of 5 this time, Red Dot OES, Red Dot ORS, Red Dot OAS, Red Dot ORS1, and Red Dot ORES. Then, your last set of Optics is going to be 1 of 2, which will be the Quick Draw IS, the True Sight IS, And then we're going to move on to the next of the random selection perks. Now, this is going to be one of 7 perks for the selected perk 2, which will be Immunity, Will of Light, Sword of the Aegis, Hannibal, Malus, Maleficarium. Wow, I might have butchered that, to be honest. Disciplinarian, and Demotion. Then, your next random selection of perks can be one of 5, those being Perfect Balance, also a favorite, Lightweight, Hand-Loaded, Fitted Stock, Speed Reload. Then, your next random perk can be one of 9, being Brace Frame, Hand-Laid Stock, Reinforced Barrel, Feather Mag, Casket Mag, Injection Mold, Small Bore, Oiled Frame, and Skip Rounds. Now, if you hadn't figured it out already, all of these perks are random. All of them. Every single one, which is crazy. So the rolls on this gun could be the most varying thing you've ever seen in a weapon. They can be completely different guns, to be perfectly honest with you. The way they play, the way they shoot, and everything. But like I said, I put everything on the screen. You can pause if you have to or go to Destiny Tracker. Now we're going to get into some footage and some comparison of the weapon, how it works, how it shoots, and how much damage it does. So here we go. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to do is obviously go to the tower. As you can see, I got some random ladies dancing for me, which is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So anyway, we're going to go over to my vault and grab a bunch of grasp out. Or not. Oh, there we go. Finally it appeared. Alright, so as you can see, I have a few. I have 1, 2, 3, 4. This, I'm not going to read through them all. I'm just going to show you the ones I've equipped: Counterbalance, then I got Hand-Laid Stock, and Glass Half Full. This by far has been my favorite, and my second favorite is gone. Okay, it's probably in my vault. My second favorite is this one, right here. As you can see, it has some level on it. That's how I remembered which one that I wanted to keep. So, this one has Eye of the Storm, Perfect Balance, which is great, and Third Eye, which is awesome. So what we're going to do is going to grab a few of them. We're going to grab this one. Let's see. Let me find one with like slightly different stats compared to... Alright, so this one seems to have more range. This one has more reload. Alright, so I just grabbed a bunch. Now we're going to go check a bunch of them out, see how they shoot. First thing we're going to go over is the recoil pattern. I'm going to compare the one I have equipped, which is my favorite one, to these 3 randoms. And like you just seen, I picked some of the varying ones just so the stats are a little different. As you can see, I have the stability upgraded on this one, so that's going to make quite a difference. But I'll show you a raw, unupgraded recoil compared to an upgraded recoil and why it makes a difference. Alright, so here we are. We have arrived on Earth. So, we're going to go do some recoil pattern.
Stay alert, guard.
Alright, so the first thing I do when I'm testing a recoil pattern is I find a flat surface, such as a wall. It doesn't really matter as long as it's flat. I'll show you what it does to some enemies. Now I'm going to shoot as fast as I can. That's as fast as it shoots. Here, I'll do it once more. And accuracy-wise, not too bad at all. Alright, so here is going to be our test wall. So, first we're going to do the upgraded one with a better stability. We're going to do a recoil pattern. The way this is going to work is I'm going to aim the gun, and I'm not going to use the stick to control it. I'm going to let the gun go wherever it wants. So this, like I said, is the upgraded one with the stability, and then we're going to do a raw one with no upgrades. Alright, so that is the slow run. As you can see, that is crazy accurate. And now I'm going to do a fast trigger pull with the shooting as fast as I possibly can make it. Even then, if you look, it goes up a little bit, but not much at all. That could definitely hit a Guardian's head every single time. So now you're going to see me switch it to an unupgraded one. We'll just pick a random one. Pick this one. So the same site. Well, that's convenient. And now we're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to do a slow shot, and then I'm going to do a fast shot. As you can see, that is a huge recoil pattern difference. Huge! Look at that bullet spread. Like I said in the previous part of the video, it could be a completely different gun depending on the perks. So now, am I getting attacked? Leave me alone, Fallen. Anyway, so now I'm going to do a shot as fast as I can, so you can see the recoil pattern then as well. As you can see, we have some drift up and to the right. That seems to be the most amount of recoil it gets, which obviously looks like this. So pretty big difference, as you can see, completely different gun almost. We're going to do one more. We'll do this one. Oh, this one right here is a different sight, so that's pretty cool. Alright, so we're going to do a slow, and then we're going to do a fast, just like before. Alright, so similar to the second one, but a little bit different, as you can see. This is one of the other ones with the varying stats, the ones I just picked out of the vault randomly. So that's pretty cool. Is this guy really... Jeez. Guardians these days. Anyway, now I'm going to do a fast fire. Alright, so this one also seems to go up and to the right. The bullet spread is a little tighter, but it still has a pretty crazy recoil. I would say it's definitely something you can handle, but overall, I mean, as you can tell, completely different gun. So I'm going to put back on my upgraded one. And cry because I have no ammo. Hold on, I'll fix that problem. Alright, so now I got some ammo. Back to my upgraded one. And I'm just going to go shoot a few enemies so you guys can see. This one, currently I have, we'll go over the perks again just so you guys can remember. Counterbalance, hand laid, and glass half full. So we're going to see how well it does against some enemies. Or nah. Here we go. Just so you know, I have nothing on any of my subclasses that improve the weapon's damage or anything. Alright, now let's get to the bottom half of the clip and see the damage. Alright, so that's a 106. Let me go find another Vandal and see how much damage it does then. Just so you know, I'm level 40 at 334 light, just so you know how the damage differentiation would be. I need to find a Vandal. I need a Vandal. Here we go. Alright, so let's see the damage difference. And that's a 102. So, glass half full definitely has an effect, as you can tell. As you can see more here. Oh, come on, why are you hiding? 102, let's shoot out some of the bullets in the mag. Oh, I missed, wow. And that one even hit 107, so that was pretty good. Alright, so that's going to be the recoil and PvE comparison, just so you can see roughly how the recoil is. Obviously, that applies to PvP as well, which we're going to get into next. But just so you guys know, that's going to give you a good idea. And like I said, I'm light level 334 at level 40, so there's going to be obviously a differentiation if you're 335 or lower. But statistically, the percentage of weapon damage is the same. So alright, I'll see you guys in some PvP. Alright, as you can see, we are here in PvP, and we are about to check out the gun's damage versus other players. This is the fully upgraded one that I use, and here we go. So now in slow-mo, as you can see, the bullets right here do a steady 23 for a headshot, and 16 is a body shot, which is pretty good with how fast it shoots. And now in this clip I got more consistent body shots so you can see more of that damage. And once again in slow-mo, here we go again. As you can see them, they're ringing off, and I'm getting quite a lot of damage in a short period of time, which is great. Alright, now I'm going to switch to an unupgraded version of the gun to make a more accurate comparison for you guys. Overall, I really love this weapon in PvP. It's definitely like my #1 tier for weapons. Probably the best pulse rifle in PvP, to be honest. And here we go. Gonna get some shots off, and in slow-mo. Once again, you can see the shots ringing off. The damage is relatively the same. I think there was one that did like a 16 or something instead. But yeah, it's pretty accurate, and the damage is relative. And as always, this clip is going to focus more on the body shots rather than the headshots of the last clip. And we're going to enter the door and I think fight the same guy maybe? I'm not too sure, but here you go. And then we're going to have a slow-mo right here so you can see them. And yeah, I mean, the damage is pretty much relative throughout. And that's cool. I'm okay with that because it's a great weapon, unupgraded or upgraded. Just the recoil changes and stuff, which is fine. So at this point, do you want one of these guns for yourself? If so, head to this strike right here, the Will of Crota. You have two options. You could farm the weapon, which is done during the nightfall. Today was not the nightfall, so I could not make a video of that. But if you look on the forums during the nightfall, it's pretty crazy. The entire section will be lit up with people saying they want to farm the gun. There's a part where Omnigul is before the actual boss fight with her. She appears, and you can tether her, hit her with a raise lighter, kill her, blah, blah, blah. I actually kind of simulate it in this video right here. The other people had no idea what I was doing. I just did it to show you guys the room and what you would do. I tethered her. When I did a tether and some raise lighters. But anyway, besides all that, you can do it with a golden gun as well. If you have the helmet, that gives you 4. But do you guys want the gun? Are you willing to go get it? I mean, you could do the boss normally and hope you get the drop. The drop is substantially lower if it's not on the nightfall, although it's still possible to get it. Eric got his. Not doing the nightfall, he actually got 2, so it's still possible. And let's just do an overview. Overall, I really love the gun. To be completely honest, it's up there in my favorite pulse rifles in the game. Red Death probably being a close #2 just because of the health regen, which is very useful in PvE. Although this one, the Malak, shoots much, much, much faster. As you can see, I love the accuracy. I love the 33 round clip. The perks I got on my favorite one with the stability and the glass half full, I don't know, I just really love it. I've been using it in PvE and PvP, and it's just been doing amazing. So right now I'm going to show you guys some PvP footage just before we keep going. It kills really fast. It does. In PvP, I'd like to say it's a tier 1 weapon. And to me, that's crazy because it's great. I've been able to outshoot Doctrine with it. If you have the right perks, obviously, it really helps. The perks make the gun. Like I said before, the perks make the gun. If you get bad perks, it's not going to help. Although the gun will still perform well, it'll completely change the gun in itself. So, as you can see in the video, I mow down 2 people relatively quickly, which is great, and then we'll go back to some more PvE footage of the strike. So conveniently, the one guy I was doing the strike with is right here. As you can see, we're waving to one another, and he had a grasp as well, so we just started shooting each other and having fun with it. Now, in the next room coming up, there's going to be Omnigul. If you do want to go get your own, when there is a nightfall, grab 2 people. I myself usually play as a Night Stalker and I tether. I've done 2 tethers and 1 4-shot golden gun. I've done 3 raise later because there was solar burn. Obviously, if there's another burn, go get a different sword or use one of, I don't know, use a weapon that has the required element. Although swords, exotic swords specifically, work the best. You can also do 3 hunters with the 4-shot golden gun because that is crazy overpowered now with the new update. So as you see, I'm running in the room now. This is the room that you can actually kill her in, and I'm going to tether her. If you kill her in this room and you wipe, she'll just keep respawning, and you can farm her that way. The strike doesn't end. Make sure you don't continue up past into the next checkpoint, which is up the hill, because that'll actually stop it, and that'll be it. It'll put you into the boss fight room, and you can't go back from there. But here's a little bit of footage of me just attacking Omnigul. I think they caught on halfway through that I was trying to simulate the method of farming, but I just want to get you guys some footage just so you can see yourself, and we're about to finish her off. As you'll see, Ingram just pour out of her body, and yeah, that's just really how you do it. Overall, I'd like to say that this is definitely one of my favorite weapons so far. It probably will get a nerf, although I don't think it really deserves one. If they lower the drop rate on the Nightfall, it should be fine. It's not an easy gun to get by any means. In PvE it's great, and in PvP it's great, but like I said before, I cannot stress it enough, the rolls make the gun. If you get a terrible roll, the gun is going to perform terribly, and as you've seen out of all the grasps that I have, only really one is the most viable. Another one's okay, the one that I showed you guys with Third Eye and the stability perk, but to be completely honest, glass half full is a lifesaver, especially in PvP. People don't think that the few points of extra damage make a huge difference, but if you think about it, with a pulse rifle and the multiple shots, if you shoot 9 shots, each giving you an extra 2 points of damage, that's 18 extra points of damage. That could be the difference between life and death, especially in a tight situation. Something like trials, it can make a huge difference in. Overall, I give the gun a 9 out of 10. If you get a great roll, like a great roll, the reason I give it a 9 is because the range and the impact. I know that it would be overpowered if the impact was higher, and obviously if you could snipe with it, but I would take a loss to rate of fire if I could shoot it at a distance and or just have a little higher impact, something around the Hawksaw. But even then, it's a great gun. I think you guys should go out and grab one. I hope this video convinced you to go get one. This is definitely my favorite, and my top favorite pulse rifles for sure. Definitely my favorite from the new DLC, and hopefully with the DLC coming up, The Rise of Iron, there's some new stuff that I can go over and some really cool weapons that I could find. Also, if you guys didn't know, you can get the Omnigul bond from this. It's a Warlock bond specific to the strike. It also drops as well with this weapon. So, as always, I hope you guys have a great day. This is Brian with RU Game, and I will see you guys next time.